Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my reality. First of all, before I go further, I would like to say a big thank you to every single one of you that actually took out time to like, subscribe, and actually share my videos. I must say that I really appreciate it, and it's been overwhelming. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Okay, now what am I talking about today? I'm talking about marriage. I'm talking about the issues of marriage. Yes, because most of the time we don't sit down and know what we want. We just, when it comes to the issues of marriage, what I feel is most times we get married because either this person is doing it or that person is doing it, but then we don't sit down to consider the fact that okay, maybe this person is getting married because it's time, right? But it's a situation of how can your younger sister get married before you, or how can your junior brother get married before you? There are a lot of things that come to play. My younger sister might be ready physically, spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally, and I might not. So it's not a competition. That's one thing we need to get out straight. Marriage is not a competition. When it's your time, it will happen to you. It is that simple. This whole idea of telling a young girl, is it not your mates that are doing this, or things like your friend has 2 children or this or that, it's sad, it's depressing, because it pushes a girl towards making decisions that she's not ready to make, but then she has no choice. She had to make that decision. And one funny thing about this whole thing is we all tend to think it only happens to girls, but I tell you, it happens to boys too. It happens to boys too. They are also being pressured into the whole get married. Your friend has gotten married. Your friend even has 2 wives. So maybe that's what he wants. Maybe that's what he can take. Because I know someone who he's living happily with his wife, but every time someone is always telling him, maybe his friends, they're always telling him, especially, in the north, we have issues. God knows, we have issues, and until we address those issues within ourselves, I don't think we'll ever go far in anything we tend to do. Okay, so he loves his wife, they're living happily, they have children and all that, but then whenever he's on an errand, maybe he's going out and his wife is like, can you please help me with this? And he's like, oh sure, no problem. And then he meets his friend on the way. The friends are always like, why are you going an errand for her? See why we said you should get 2 wives? This is rubbish, and all that. Okay, fine. You can live with 2 wives or 2 women. I cannot. Is it by force? But then most of the time, we get into it due to pressure, because, okay, fine, maybe I don't want my friends to see me as a weak man or something like that, and then we get into that. And I tell you, what leads to all that is lack of self-confidence. If you're confident in yourself, the choices, the decisions, everything you've made, it's beautiful. I like there's this House of Rep member that's representing a part of Kano State. I can't really remember where, but I know his name, Abdulmumin Jibrin. I like him so much because if you look at his Instagram handle, you find it there. It is written Proud Mijin Hajia, which is beautiful because he's telling you that he's in love with his wife and he's unapologetic about it. So whatever you call him, he's already calling himself that. So that is really beautiful. But then we don't have men like that. We have men that are being pressured into doing things. So that is why I'm making this video, because when you talk of marriage, there are a lot of things that come to play. But most of the time, what we see is the physical aspect. We forget the emotional, the psychological, or the spiritual aspect of it. It's just the physical. Okay, she started, going through puberty. She's seeing her menses, her body is changing. What's left? She needs a man. Or he's just done with school and he's earned his first salary. What's left? He needs a wife. What makes you think he's ready? Or what makes you think she's ready? Most of the time, our parents, especially in the north, I'm going to keep saying this, especially in the north, they don't take out time to explain to the girl child process of puberty, what you should do or how you should, go about it. It's always she needs to go. And then you end up marrying off a child or a girl that is not ready for all these things that comes with marriage. Are you going to tell me that you marry her off and the man would understand that she's still a child? No. So why do we allow ourselves get pressured into all these? It's not nice. So before you get married, boy, girl, male, female, whatever it is, however you call yourself, I want you to sit down, have this conversation with yourself. Am I ready to get married? Am I marrying because people are asking me to? Am I doing this because I want the society to see me a certain way? Now, if you can answer those questions sincerely to yourself, whatever the outcome of your answer is, that is who you are. And then you ask yourself, what kind of a woman do I want to marry? Do I want, the old traditional one? Do I want, because we have varieties of people, like male and female. There are different kind of, they say different strokes for different folks, right? That's how it is. So I don't see any reason why a man that has a thing for skinny girls will end up with a curvy girl, and then every day of her life you're reminding her of how she's fat. Like, what were you doing with her in the first place? Or a woman that knows so well that she cannot marry a man that already has a wife, and then you marry a man that has a wife because you had to get married, and then every day you're either crying or bitching about one thing or the other because he has a wife. Like, what were you doing with him in the first place? So we need to know marriage is not a competition. Marriage, if you're meant to get married in this life, I tell you, you will get married. But if you're not meant to, there's nothing that will change that. So don't be pressured into doing anything you'd regret later. For me, I always say that marriage is a beautiful thing, and if it's going to happen to me, inshallah, I want it to be the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life, because I want to marry a man that I know that the only thing that would separate us is death. So if a guy approaches me today, God knows the first thing I think of, or the first, look, I'm always thinking of, do I really want to wake up every morning to this person? If it's a yes for me, then good, alhamdulillah. But if it's a no, I don't want a situation whereby you wake up in the morning and you're annoyed by the person next to you, because you're telling yourself, like, Kai, if not because of desperation, what would I be doing with this person? Like, that is not life. It is not life at all. So we need to know ourselves first before we take on the responsibility of somebody else. That is how simple it is. Don't get married because your friends are doing it. I know someone whose friend got married to a man, but the truth here is, this one, it is what she wanted. Like, since childhood, she's always said it. I want to marry a man with wife. Why? Because religiously or traditionally, if you're married to a man that has wife, you guys share days. Like, okay, he spends 2 days or 3 here, and then he's, so she wants that freedom for, okay, the 3 days that he's not here, I should be able to just, take care of myself and just do my own stuff. So this is something that she's always wanted since childhood. But then you, out of nowhere, you just figure, oh, this one is married to a man that has wife, and she's happy, and then you want to do the same thing, not knowing the choices she made, that, okay, this is what she wants, and then at the end of the day you're like, this is not what you expect and all that. So it's really, really very terrible, and we need to stop doing that. We need to wait, pray, because there is nothing prayer cannot fix. You need to pray, 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 pray. Like, tell Allah, this is what you want, and I'm telling you, Allah listens. So till next time, do not forget to like, subscribe, share, because I love you guys so much. And I tell you, the reception I've been getting is overwhelming. Thank you guys so much. Like, I cannot do it without you guys. So thank you. All right? So take care of yourself. Adios.